Now, if you want to see why evolutionary psychology is so powerful, guess what happens to this guy's height as a function of whether it is women judging him or men judging him in the Porsche condition. So we call this actually the status elongation effect and the status contraction effect. When women see this guy in the Porsche, he magically becomes taller, he becomes shorter. Because I am threatened not by another man who has nicer shoulders than me, but I'm threatened by a man who has higher status than me. And so what do? I will then engage in intrasexual derogation when that happens. So when I see a guy in a Porsche, oh, you know what? He must be some little short guy. He's trying to compensate. So the exact same stimulus results in completely perceptual bias in opposite directions depending on whether I'm male or female. You could have never hypothesized this stuff if you didn't understand the evolutionary dynamics. One more quick example. This is a study we did also with hormones, but in this case with women's behavior. And here what you're seeing, this is called the homology, meaning that the same phenomenon has evolved across many species because of shared lineage. So when female chimpanzees go into estrus, the way that they signal that they are sexually receptive is that they have an engorgement and enlargement of their genitalia. Perhaps, thankfully, that's not how human females do it, but they do it in other ways. How do they do it? As we found out in this really elaborate study that we did, where we tracked women's behavior across 35 days. Why 35? Because the average length of a menstrual cycle is 28 days. So by covering 35, you're pretty much covering all the variants across women. And we found out that women will engage in much more vigorous sexual signaling when they are in the ovulatory phase of their menstrual cycles. Okay? So again, you're taking an insight that you know from evolutionary biology, that you know from other animals, and then you're applying it to the human context in modern settings.